What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. So today is an awesome video. We are going to ceramic coat my Corvette C8, and ceramic coating has become a big thing over the last couple of years. And to be honest, I always kind of thought it was overstated. I didn't think it was overhyped, something that didn't work that well. Well, I had a company reach out to me last year and provide me some of their product, and it has blown me away. So I've been waiting to get the Corvette C8 so that I can apply the ceramic coating to it. So today you're gonna see that process, and actually applying ceramic coating is not that difficult. It's the prep work that takes a bit of time. Now, the better condition your paint is in, the easier it is. But like with my Corvette being brand new, my prep time isn't gonna be as long. Now, if your car needs a lot of prep time, a lot of paint correction, then it does take a bit more. But once you put that ceramic coating, it is amazing. I'm going to show you kind of how that process works and how everything goes, and then I will show you before and after just how well this product works, and we'll talk a little bit about my sponsor. So let's take a look at all I have, and it may seem a little daunting here to look at all of the stuff, but honestly it's not that bad. So starting from left to right, this is my Honeydew Snow Foam Auto Wash, and it is a fantastic product. I'll have links in the description for everything. This works fantastic. It is the best car wash foam. It really coats it on there, and you'll see as we're washing my Corvette just how well it cakes on there. And that's what you want, because it will grab all of that extra dirt and dust that's sitting on your car and just pull it off. And then of course you need a foam cannon. These are not expensive. They go onto a power washer. Now, if you don't have a power washer, that will be your biggest issue. They do have like some that can hold on to a just a garden hose, but your best ones are through a power washer, and it's just an adapter, and they're like 10-15 bucks. Moving on from there, after you have cleaned, is we have Mother's Instant Detailer with a clay bar. Now, clay barring is something that scares a lot of people. It is very easy. Again, time consuming, but it is not that difficult of a thing to do. I will show you the process. I will be clay barring the car. I probably don't really need to since the car is so new, but I want to get it in perfect condition, and that will help me do so. Next, we have Meguiar's Ultimate Compound. Now, I will be skipping this step. I don't need to compound my car with it being so new, the paint in such good condition, but this is what you want if you want your paint corrected. This compound works extremely well. I've been very impressed with the results. My Acura TL had a lot of faded paint, and this helped to correct that immensely. These are the pads you use. Really, you can use any type of pads, but these are what I picked up. And then after you use the compound, you move over to the polish. And the polish is really important. You want to get a nice deep pre-waxing glazed polish on there, and you can see, again, I use a lot of Meguiar's. There's a lot of good companies out there. I just have found that Meguiar's has been kind of what I've stuck with, and it works fantastic. The next step after that is using isopropyl, and that is a 70% rubbing alcohol. It's perfectly safe for the car, and it will help kind of put that last minute touches on the car to make sure all of the extra debris and dust is off of your car before you put on your final coating, which is going to be your ceramic coating. So let's talk about the last step, which is ceramic coating. Now, again, as I alluded to earlier, ceramic coating wasn't something I was initially sold on, and it can be very expensive if you have it professionally done, upwards of $1,500 to $2,000 for your vehicle. But again, with companies like Avalon King that offer their DIY products for about $70, you can have a professional ceramic coating put on your vehicle. You do have to do the legwork of the paint correction, but other than that, really it's something you can do at home, and you get those professional end results. I've put it on my wife's 2020 Explorer and my Acura TL, and over the past year, they've held up incredibly well. So I'm very, very impressed with their product. This is their Armor Shield IX, and you can buy it directly from their website. I will have a link in the description, and make sure you use my promo code FTD25. That will give you not 25%, but $25 off of their products. Okay, so as you can see, we have the car completely cleaned up and dried off, and this is very important. Get everything dried off, all of the water beading, make sure it's completely dry, and then brought into a covered area, a garage or a covering. You don't want it in the hot sun. That just allows everything to dry so much quicker. So make sure you let that paint cool in a shaded area before you start applying. So the next step is going to be the clay barring. And again, this is what I was saying that a lot of people get a little worried with, but it's not that difficult. If you kind of know the process, and I'm going to show you how we do it, it's really not something you need to worry about. You use this quick detailer, and then you make pretty much hash mark patterns with the clay bar by kind of bending it over and over, making sure you get a nice clean finish. It will leave some residue. We'll clean that up with the rubbing alcohol, but really what this does is it's picking up that extra sediment that you cannot get off with a wash. You'll feel this get smoother and smoother over time, and what that is it's picking up all that extra, so it's going to be perfectly clean on top of your clear coat. So let me show you a very quick tutorial on how I do the clay barring. And again, this isn't something, don't overthink it. It really is not that bad. So you take, again, I've got my quick detailer. This all comes in a kit. Again, I'll have a link in the description, but again, you can pick it up from any of your local auto shops. So I just put a nice little spray on here. And what you do is you kind of make a flat surface as much as you can and run it across. You don't need tons of pressure, but essentially I'll run it in this fashion. And I'll do a couple strokes back and forth, try and get it nice. So my paint's in really good shape, so I'm not really feeling much. A lot of times when your paint needs a lot of correction, as you're clay barring it, you will feel like a grit to it, and it'll catch. The better you get the paint condition in, this will just feel like you're running over just glass. It is just really easy to do. And then what I do is you kind of mend it, try and get a new clean side of the clay, spray it down again, and then I run the opposite way. And that will allow you to get everything off of the car. And you essentially clean it off. And that quick detailer will really leave a nice clean shine on it. Again, you don't need tons and tons of pressure, but I'm already seeing a mirror-like finish on that paint, and essentially I don't even have the compound or polish. Again, I'm going to skip the compound, but the polishing will add an even more shine to this paint. Okay, so as you can see, we are completely done clay barring the car. It looks fantastic. Honestly, at this point, I'm not sure I really need to polish it, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it just to help give an extra shine and make that paint really pop. But you really wanna make sure you get all the quick detailer residue off of the car. For polishing, it's pretty straightforward. Here again, I have my polishing from Meguiar's, the Ultimate Polish, and then a polish pad. And what you can essentially do is make sure you do shake it up if you've had it for a while. I guess even if it's new, it wouldn't hurt. And then what I do is I like to put a couple dabs just like this. And I'll come on here, just add the polish just like that. Firm, but not too much. Work it in there. Make sure you're using nice fluid motions. That will help add that polish on top. Then take a clean microfiber, come back just like that. Make sure you get it all put into the paint. So just a quick update, as we were clay barring it, we noticed that we had quite a bit of tar that had kicked up on the passenger side of the car. You probably won't see it, we've gotten most of it, but it was substantial. It was enough that you would not want to have any type of tar as you ceramic coat your car. Again, this is what getting the paint correction, getting all the debris off of the outside of the car, getting off that clear coat. So we've gone in here and you can use again some of this rubbing alcohol. This is what we use. You can even use it in a spray bottle. And if you want to kind of dilute it down, you can use some distilled water like we do, and then you just spray it on there, and essentially you can get all of that debris off of it, just kind of a nice easy rub. But you can see it's starting to look a lot better, but there'll certainly be a lot more debris probably than you think even after you've cleaned the car. Very good. The last thing I do for my step is I take, as I mentioned with the tar, but I do it on the whole car, is I take the isopropyl and I will spray down the car. You don't want any of the polish or any of the quick detailing left inside, or I should say on top of the paint. You want to get it nice and smooth. This will help that rubbing alcohol kind of clean up the exterior of the car one last time. The last of the sediment that's left, get it tip-top shape, and then we are now going to start ceramic coating the C8 Corvette. So before we actually apply the ceramic coating, let's talk about exactly what it is that this does, and then again I'll show you how to apply it. Again, this is Avalon King's Armor Shield IX, and this is what I've been really impressed with. This is what it looks like. Pretty nice, just clean basic packaging, and we'll open it up here. Again, packaging, and this just slips out like this, and this is what you're left with. Then there's a nice little card that you get with it. It says apply, smile, enjoy. Thank you for your purchase. Danny and Dave, they are the co-founders of Avalon King. Thank you guys. You guys make an awesome, awesome product, and here it is. And their packaging is so awesome. Not only is it clean, it's nice, but everything that's in there is pretty much what you need. So pull this out of here, shake it up a little bit. Here's the little bottle. It actually has a little indication there of how much you have in it. See, with this covering, you might not be able to tell it's 30 milliliters, but you can see how much you have left as you're going along. And then again, if you pull everything out of here, other than the case that it holds it in, everything that you need is in here. A very nice plush rag, even has their little logo on it. And then we have rubber gloves for the application process. This up here is the applicator. And then you have your little, they're not really microfibers, I guess they're kind of more like a lens cloth. And this is what you apply it to. But this essentially is everything. And the way this works is your clear coat has lots of dips in it. And if you throw water on your car, even if after it's been clean, and I'm gonna show you a before and after, but you'll see sheeting, and that's the water grabbing into those little crevices. What this does is it fills in those gaps, makes a nice clean ice, like layer on the top, and really hardens everything. It makes almost this hardened layer, and so it protects your paint. UV protection. If a bird craps on it, it's protected. There's so much that this can do, and at a price point of about $70, I don't know whether you have a new car or used car, why you wouldn't do this. A little time, a little energy in this little bottle, and you are going to protect your paint, keep it in much better shape, and keep it easier to clean. It's gonna make cleaning the car so much easier. I'm touching the car today to get everything nice and in line before I apply this, but touching the car, which is, using a buffing rag and drying it, is not really what you wanna do all the time. You'll make little micro scratches. This prevents you from needing to touch the car much. You really, if you're keeping up on cleaning it, you take it to the car wash with a wand, you clean your car and you go. And this will help make that so much easier, so much more efficient. So make sure you check this out. And again, it's not $70, it's actually only $45 because I have the $25 off coupon. Remember, FTD25, all of the details are in the link in description below. So let's get started on the ceramic coating. Now that everything is in tip-top shape, I hope the camera is picking this up, but you can see this just mirror-like finish. It's gonna get even better with the ceramic coating. It just makes everything pop and shine even more. But this is the condition you want your paint in, because that hardening coat that you're putting those layers of ceramic coating over, it really makes it tough to clean the car after that. If you leave smudges and you've got debris and dirt, you're covering that up and you'll never get the perfect shine, that base layer of color that you're looking for. So make sure, again, prep, so important. But let's dive into the ceramic coating. Now, as I mentioned, this really is the easy part. You've got these kind of lens rags. I believe you get 3 of them. Yep, 3. Take 1. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take the applicator pad, and you want the soft, spongy up top, and you just wrap it just like that. So the lens cover, this kind of soft material is on top. Shake up your ceramic coating really good. And what I've found is there's a little cap, undo the cap, and you take a bunch of different little dots and you just soak the entire pad. This technically should be used on one full car. If you have a very large SUV, sometimes they recommend 2 of these bottles, but this should get most vehicles with several different application layers. Don't be scared. The first time I started applying this to my wife's Explorer, I found I actually wasn't using enough. So make sure you're using that kind of indicator of how much you have left to go. So like if you're gonna do 3 coats, make sure you use 1/3 of it for the first coat. So essentially the way I like to apply it is with the cross hatch. So I will come across, down, make sure you're doing, I like to do 50-50 overlaps and work in sections as you do with everything on a car. Don't try to do everything at once and then come back in that same area. This isn't a perfect science. You're just trying to get a nice clean coat on it. And then what you want to do is you don't want to immediately wipe it away. They say about 1 to 5 minutes depending on the temperature. It's not a crazy hot day. Again, very, very important that you're in the shade. You don't want to do this out in the hot sun. So find some shade where you can do this. Let it sit for a little bit. What I found is I can do a panel, go and do another panel, come back, wipe it off, do another panel, and essentially make it a kind of a working line. Or you can just do 1 panel at a time, depending on how much time you have. The essential part is get a good base layer for each layer that you do. Okay everybody, so we are completely done with the first coat. I got every panel done and everything has been buffed in and it looks fantastic. We just have to wait about 2 to 3 hours for it to harden and then I will add my second coat. Again, my plan is to add 3 complete coats and then you will sit it outside. They say about 5 hours in the sun and everything should just completely harden up. So I'm gonna finish this second coat. You've seen my process and you can see the car. It really looks fantastic. So essentially we're gonna pick it back up after I finish my next 2 coats. Okay, here we have the finalized product. I've put 3 full layers on the Corvette C8 and it's about 5 o'clock right now, maybe going on 6, yeah, closer to 6 o'clock. So it's been a full day's work, but a lot of that work again has been waiting for each coat to dry. Usually you want about 2 hours in between each coat depending on how warm it is. But here it is, and I think you can see how ridiculously shiny this car is. Now, some of the tips they also have is don't put any water on it for the next 48 hours. I think avoid car washes for about 5 to 7 days. Let this cure. It takes about full 48 hours to cure. You can use it after about 4 or 5 hours if you need to take the car, but I mean, this car is absolutely stunning. It's just a mere finish. I mean, I think that just sells it in itself, but the fact that the paint is now really, really protected from the different layers, and that's why I like to do 3 layers. I think it gives the most layering and the most protection to the paint. And it also makes it so that when you go to wash the car, it's just that much easier to wash it. They say every 2 weeks to wash it, hand wash it. And again, that hard coat that's over the top now is going to prevent any type of swirl marks, but you don't need to wax, you don't need to do any type of other coating. Absolutely beautiful finish. Okay, so earlier one of the things I did was I threw some water on the side panel of the vehicle just to show you what the sheeting looks like. You'll see the water run off and you'll see it making kind of sheets. Eventually it runs off. That was after I cleaned it. If you didn't clean the vehicle, it would sheet even worse because there'd be tons of debris. It just wouldn't be a nice clean finish. Once you put on this, you will see the huge difference. Now I actually have to wait 5 to 7 days. I want to let this fully cure so you can see the full effects of what the ceramic coating can do. Okay, everybody, it has been several days, actually about 4. They want 48 hours of hardening time at least, so I gave it about 4 days, and it looks incredible. The ceramic coating has pretty much fully hardened. You can really feel it. It just feels like glass. Like, just that clear coat has just been glassed over, and I absolutely love it. I love the looks of it, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it through a few tests, and we're gonna check out just how good the water runoff is now. So to give you a great idea of how this product works, here is the before applying the ceramic coating. Again, the car is clean, but you can see the water sheeting. Now we have the ceramic coating applied and hardened after a couple days, and you can see the water just beads up and falls completely off of the car. To give you an even better look, you can see the side by side, left being before, right being after, and it is a noticeable difference. And again, at this price point, it's just something that I feel like everybody should be doing to their vehicles. Just so impressed with this final product, so I think you guys will really enjoy it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions at all, make sure you leave them in the comments below. I will try to get to them. If you did find the video helpful, make sure you hit that thumbs up. It truly supports me and it helps the channel way more than I can express. If you did also enjoy it, think about subscribing. Tons and tons of cool content coming on my Corvette C8, so join the ride along with us. As always, you all take care, and we'll see you next video.